Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I'd like to give you guys a video today, a quick video, quicker than normal, on how to team fight and really just going over what I consider to be a very unique team fight, but it's not very unique in the sake that most team fights that you'll see or you'll experience won't be too typical. They won't be standard 5-on-5 meeting head on in a clash in the middle of the map and just kind of duking it out. Most team fights are kind of a little bit wonky, especially at the lower levels of play. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go through this team fight a few times from different heroes' perspective, from different teams' perspective, and just kind of say what happens and break down the fight into the general sections which you can kind of see across most team fights. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at each team's composition and what each hero within that composition, what their job is. So we're going to go to scoreboard. I'd like to just tell everyone straight away that the roles of the teams are reversed. The blue team is the red team, and the red team is the blue team. I don't know why. The replay interface is a little bit buggy. But anyway, let's start with the red team, and let's kind of go through what each hero does and what their job is. So Sylvanas' job is to push forwards. Obviously, in this case, you're not pushing forward, you're killing people. So her job is to deal a fair amount of damage, as you can see by this build. She's going for a damage build. She's going to be able to churn out a lot of damage, and that is evident kind of in the fact that her hero damage isn't too far from the rest of the team. In this case, obviously, it is less than the Brightwings, but it's still competitive. As you can see, it's higher than the Rhaegar on the enemy team. So she's going to want to use Wailing Arrow to hit a lot of people. She's going to want to use Envenom to kill someone off. She's going to want to use Withering Fire and Blood for Blood and all these different abilities. She's going to want to do a lot of damage. So her Wailing Arrow could be used to initiate, it could be used to finish someone off, it could be used to just do a whole load of things. Basically, she's going to do damage. Along that vein, Vala's going to do the same. Vala's going for the multi-shot build. So she's going to want to just go into the team fight, pop strafe, kill a few of the squishies, and then just kind of get out without dying, but preferably without taking too much damage. Brightwing's job is fairly simple. Maybe pop Envenom on a hero to kind of secure a kill even more. Criterize a hero to make sure they take more damage at the start, and then just kind of keep everyone alive using Gust of Healing and just Blink Heal. Just go on the map, stay with your team, try and keep everyone alive. Tyrael's job is probably the most, I wouldn't say important, but is the most kind of obvious job. It would be, his judgment is on cooldown. It's going to play a big factor, but assuming it wasn't on cooldown, his role would be judgment someone, charge in, isolate them from the rest of the team, stun them for a little bit, take a little bit of damage, or make them take a little bit of damage, and then just kind of collapse on them and get the kill on someone. So against this team, it will probably be someone like Kael'thas or Jaina to do that with. And Zagara's job is to do a fair amount of damage, as you can see by this build, that it isn't exactly a creep. I'm sorry, it isn't exactly a damage build. It looks more like a creep, hunter-killer, kind of a pushing build, but Devouring Maw is obviously great. So if she can use that to take out a group of people, maybe the healer, maybe the DPS, doesn't matter, just take out a sect of the team and allow them to just kind of fight without having to worry about that person or those people for a few seconds is really good. Because that's what the individual roles in the job are. So that's what the individual jobs in the team are, and that's what the roles indicate. On the other team, we have the first person we're going to talk about is Rhaegar. His job with this build is interesting. I haven't seen this build before, in all honesty, but I kind of like it. I think it's a very, very interesting build. It's kind of a CC build. You can just throw Earthbind Totem down, and it slows down loads of people for a long time, and it's very difficult to get rid of, and it deals a little bit of damage. And of course, Rhaegar's ult is phenomenal. You cast it on someone as a short delay, but then it just heals them up to max. It's incredible, and it's only on a minute cooldown. So if you're lucky, you can use it a couple of times in quick duration. You can use it in one objective, and then when the next objective comes up, you can use it again. Anubarak's job, interesting, very interesting, particularly when you have a Joanna on your team as well. His job is going to be deal damage a little bit with the beetles, just spawn as many beetles and deal a little bit of damage. Keep them busy, Locust Swarm in the middle of them, it will keep him alive quite a while. But his main job is probably going to be initiate. Burrow charge in, or impale in, follow up with your ult, stay alive and just kind of disrupt them as much as possible. Kael'thas' job is kind of simple, kill people. Phoenix is going to be good for zoning people away. You can kill people, like you can zone them, so you can stop them escaping. That's the way you can kill people. You can just put them in a position where they can't escape. You can kill people like that. It's great. That's what his job is going to be. It's going to be blow people up. Joanna's job is basically the tank. She's got Blessed Shield, so she can initiate if she wants. It's basically going to be get in their team, slow them down, stop them escaping with Punish, draw them in together so they're more susceptible to AoE, which of course Teamfight and Jaina have loads of, and stop them attacking by using Shield Glare. Now, on this team, the only person who's really going to be affected by Shield Glare will be Valor, and it won't be that bad because I don't think Shield Glare is that much of a problem. But it's still going to help, so she wants to hit Valor with Shield Glare as quick as possible. And Jaina's very similar to Teamfight, blow people up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the team fight from the blue team's point of view. And this is how it started. This is at this point it's not a team fight. At this point, neither team knows it's going to be a team fight, but this is how it starts. And it starts with Grubby or Rhaegar trying to take this mercenary camp, Zagara from the enemy team having the same idea, and then both discovering the other one knows that they're there. They've kind of learned about it straight away. And then, because he's pinged for help, because the rest of the team knows it's quite a good idea, the red team falls back and says, we're going to take this camp, this is our camp. And the blue team says, we have a man up, let's push in and kind of stop them taking it. Let's get an advantage, maybe get a kill, maybe get a night camp off of it. So Zagara spotted them there and is like, hey guys, come here, you know, let's go kill them. I don't think that she is very aware of the enemy, in this case the enemy team being there. So let's just see what Zagara does. She comes around, sees that there's a lot of them there, tries to take it, overextends. That's the problem there from Zagara. She tries to do I don't really know what. It's a very silly mistake to kind of commit to doing any form of damage. She threw out a hunter killer and took a stun for it, and is now going to take a stun, a living bomb. If Jaina hadn't used Blizzard, she probably would take a Blizzard as well. Going to take a few shots from Grubby and maybe even. So she could die in the situation for nothing. I always think that's a mistake. That's the wrong move to do. I just want to on a little bit. So what they've done now is they've forced Kael'thas's ult, but the red team has forced Zagara's ult at the same time. And now all of the blue team is here, and all of the alive red team is here. But because they're dealing with this camp, they don't really want to give it up that easily. And so, they've killed it now. They need to stay in the zone, but Grubby, Rhaegar in this case, is extremely isolated because of the Zagara coming in. You can kind of call it a bait, I guess, which is one form of initiate. But I wouldn't. But by this point, the team fight has started. So basically, that is what I would say might be step one. Step one is the initiate, and you can initiate many ways. You can have like ETC with a mosh pit, you can bait a player in, you can bait a whole team in, you can do all kinds of things. I would say this is an unintentional initiate from the Zagara. You wouldn't expect it from a Zagara at all, but that's what's happened. So step one in the team fight is initiate. And of course there's loads of people you can do it. In this team I would probably say Sylvanas is the best initiate, and maybe Tyrael with Judgment. With both of those you have strong initiate, not Zagara coming around the corner, baiting and luckily getting a kill. But as it turns out, that's exactly what happens. So now, the first part of the team fight has happened, and the most important part of the team fight, in my opinion, is getting the first kill. And that's fallen to the blue team, which means they are now 2-man, or 2 heroes up. Which is incredible, but they have lost this mercenary camp in doing so. So the blue team at this point are just kind of sitting back, looking for position, trying to get through this camp, trying to initiate on them, but they know if they jump in over it, they're probably going to die, and there's no point in doing so because Sylvanas can just disable them. They can't really do anything anyway. Let's just sit back and kind of do it. Now this, I would say, is another mistake from the blue team. They have the 5-man advantage. Why would you fragment? This means that the team fight, which has now ceased, the team fight is over. They have won it. They've got the kill out of it. But as we'll find out later, it's a little bit more in depth than that. So now they have to start again. They have to initiate, they have to kill, they have to follow up, they have to chase, they have to do all those things in the team fight again. And they have a really bad chance of doing it because they've fragmented so hard. The quickest route to do it, obviously, will be these two jumping in there. But that's going to take them a few seconds. And with a team like this, you can't afford to be out of your position for a few seconds. So the blue team thinks, we're going to take our knights, we're going to push their keep. Anub'arak says, no, you're not going to do that. And Joanna's back now. Joanna's in the fight. So now it's a 5v4 again, but Joanna's very fresh, and these two don't appear to be that damaged either. Whereas if you look at the blue team, half health, low mana, half health, half health, half health, like they're not really healthy enough to fight in this situation, and this is what really happens. So the blue team now have suffered a very strong initiate. and they are going to suffer a crippling initiate with the condemn follow-up. The only kind of thing they have going for them is Tyrael is in between their imminent death in the form of these two and their survival, which is getting away over here. But unfortunately for them, it forces Vala to use a strafe. I would say she didn't really need to use it. I would say she could have just vaulted away, but she used a strafe anyway. And that means that she kind of has to stay in the fight, even if she doesn't want to. And then you're kind of wondering about, people are going to die, it's not going well. It's a good ult from Sylvanas. But so what's happened there is that is the power of an initiate, really. You see from the blue team there, you see the blue team got initiated on. That's a bad turn of phrase, but basically the red team did a really good initiate, burrowed in, knocked him up with the Inugrak, followed it up with the condemn from Joanna, and then it just condenses them into such a position where Jaina, Kalthas, all of these people can just do real damage to them all. And it shows because Vala will quickly fall, closely followed by Zagara, and then Tyrael. So that means that that's the power of an initiate. They were a man down and they still managed to pick up 3 kills because of a strong initiate and a good follow-up. But that's a really big point you need to take away from this video. I really want people to take away from this video is the main stages to a team fight are the initiate, and the stronger that is, the easier it's going to be to pick up the kills, and the easier you pick up the kills, the quicker you're going to win the team fight. And when it comes down to team fights, it is kind of all about speed. If you kill them all in 3 seconds, you're going to be able to team fight again because you won't have lost any health or any mana. And so the initiate is really strong, and then you kill them, and then afterwards there's always kind of the inevitable chase. But now they are 2 versus 4, which isn't very good, and the 2 which are alive are just so separated. Lucky for Sylvanas, she has an amazing escape, she pops it, gets away nice. Kalthas misses with the flame strike, but Brightwing doesn't have that escape. Brightwing doesn't have a mount to remember. So the red team can smell blood in the water. They think, right, this isn't it, and so Brightwing does the clever thing, which is try and Hearthstone. I think she might have, if she committed to that, she might have been able to make it. It would have been very close, but this is part of the chase. You chase, you dive the turret because you can, because you have minions pushing it, and you get a kill. And that means that now what was a 4 versus 5, and then into and then a 5 versus 3 has now turned around into a really big win for them. I just want to go through that once more, but go through it from the red team's point of view. Right, so here we are, we're back again at the start, and I really just want to look at the red team's point of view. So at this point, the red team are thinking, okay, let's get the night camp. It's a pretty easy situation. Rhaegar goes in, realizes that Zagara is very nearby, and hopefully the team realizes, but I would imagine at this point asks for assistance, asks for help, and the team kind of picks up on it. And then they think, right, let's just secure this camp. There's probably going to be a few more coming in. Let's just kind of deal with it. And Zagara stays on the outskirts just far enough away that she can't be killed, that she can't be got out of position. But then, mistake. And the red team, Kalthas instantly goes, there's a kill I've got here. I can make this kill. I can make this kill happen. Lands the stun. And then unfortunately for them, they just can't blow it up because of Blizzards being down and Cone of Cold being down. And Grubby or Rhaegar assumes that you can get the kill. So they obviously all charge in, try and get the kill, and they don't. And then they realise, oh crap, we're being completely split in half by this Devouring Maw, or split in 25 and 75. This isn't going well. So Grubby tries to survive. He's probably not going to do it. Even if he does, he's not going to be in the fight for very long. So now, in that situation, they think, right, Grubby's dead. Let's get the night camp, and then let's kind of deal with it from there. So they grab the night camp and then retreat. And they retreat to this box here, which is an interesting place to go. They don't, or rather, they know that they don't have any real divers. There's no Illidans. There's no. There is a Tyrael, so the Tyrael could judgment Kalthas here if he's not prepared for that. But other than that, they don't really have any real get in your face really quickly plays. They don't have stitches that could come around here and hook them or anything. So they're kind of safe to sit here. Obviously, the only thing that is dangerous is Tyrael's judgment. So let's sit here and kind of try and poke them away, try and get a little bit of damage off, try and just kind of stop them from making it too easy, and then they think, right, we need to defend against this push. I don't really know why they think they need to do that. I would say it's better off to retreat and defend it from over here, but they feel, or Huffaker feels, we should defend this. So Huffaker rushes in, realizes, oh, this is a 3v1, my team is nowhere to be seen, and we still don't have the numbers, why are you running in? And his team, obviously the flag means retreat, the team are obviously saying, no, don't go in, this is a really bad idea, why are you going in? So he tries to fall back straight away, and then luckily scores a great initiate on Valor, and then follows up with a great initiate on both of them. Sonya does that as well, and now if you look just from the initiate alone, they're on exceptional low health. Low enough health that both of these killers, both of the assassins, will be able to think, we can kill both of them here. So of course it means if they flee, they try and kill them, and then they get both of them. So the red team were thinking, we can win this now. Now we can win this. Now this is a 3v4, we have the HP on them, we can definitely win this. They have such low health, we need to stay and fight this. So they get another kill, try and chase the Sylvanas down, try and chase the Viking down, and get the kill, and the rest is kind of history. So I would say that is a really good showing of how team fights might not always be the wonky kind of 5v5 mashing, meeting each other in the centre of the battlefield, duking it out for supremacy kind of thing, but what they can be is they can be broken down into steps, really. Step 1 is the initiate, step 2 is the lockdown, and then step 3 is the blowing up. Now obviously that doesn't, as with any team fight, it's never the same team fight to team fight, but it's kind of a good way to look at it. I would say, if people want some advice on team fights, know what your hero is good at, know if he's good at, know if your hero is good at killing squishies, if he's good at locking people down, if he's good at keeping people alive, if he's good at stopping people dealing damage. Know what they're good at. Pick a target who's most vulnerable to that. For instance, I played him a lot recently. Reyna, exceptionally vulnerable to Illidan, because all of his damage comes off of basic attacks. He's only got one spell, which is a long cooldown, which isn't a basic attack. So as Illidan, you can dive Reyna and you will get the kill a lot of the time. So you need to be able to know heroes to kind of do that. But don't charge in. If your job isn't to tank or isn't to initiate, or you can't, don't do those things. Unless you're an incredibly good player, and in which case you should probably be playing in whatever tournament is the next big tournament is going to be. Road to BlizzCon, I imagine, is coming out soon. Yeah, I hope this helped. I hope this helped people kind of understand team fights. If you have any other questions, you can find me in the description in the comments below. And you can find me on the Heroes of the Storm subreddit and on the Board Gamer subreddit. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.